We all know the origin story, a little boy who had seen his parents shot right before his eyes. The event that took the innocence from a little boy and transformed him into something powerful. The night that a little boy saw his parents shot dead in Crime Alley was the moment a new persona was born, that of vengeance, that of night, that of Batman. The Batman has one of the most iconic origin stories of any superhero to exist and is well known to everyone. But Bruce Wayne isn't the only character to have his loved ones taken from him. Actually, a lot of superheroes derive the inspiration for their work from the death of a loved one, like Barry Allen and Oliver Queen, but none take to the extent that Bruce does. After that night, he declared a one-man war on crime and went on to become the master of, well, everything. Over the next couple of years, he pursued an education in the Gotham Academy and during his spare time managed to acquaint himself with all the sciences he could learn. He trained his hand in boxing, receiving lessons from the legendary boxer Ted Grant, who would later become the vigilante Wildcat. However, he found that this training was inadequate and then by the age of 16 ventured out to the West and took tutelage from the best in the world. He managed to learn and master over 127 different types of martial arts and over the course of his life has received 12 master degrees. That is quite remarkable, and even more so when you realise that he had left Gotham for only 5 years. When he returned to the downtrodden city, he found it in the clutches of gangs, criminals, and the scum of Gotham's underbelly. This had prepared him to fight crime as an FBI agent. Bruce didn't immediately conceive of the idea of taking on the cape and cowl, trying first to use the law to catch criminals and dispense justice. But he soon realised that the system was flawed, not only in the sense that for every criminal they caught, they would put 2 more on the street, but also in the fact that many people in the police force and in the investigation authorities were on the mob's payroll. It would be hard to bring about any justice when the people that are responsible to uptake it turn a blind eye to crime. Bruce tried his best to work around the corrupt cops, judges, and lawyers to no avail. It was then that he realised that to bring justice, he needed to be more than just a man. And like he said, he needed to be a symbol. Then, pulling all the resources from his family fortune and pushing the limits of the R&D at Wayne Enterprises, Bruce donned his cape and cowl and took the matter into his own hands. To ensure that no little boy would have to go through what he did that night, he wanted to make Gotham a safer place for the people and show the world that this city can still be redeemed. This was one of Batman's founding principles, the sense of justice that needed to be met out. But even more than his sense of justice, he held one more value, that everyone should be given another chance to redeem themselves as he had done. To not be consumed by the flames of fury and wrath, but to use it, to channel it for something greater. So this is why he had a no-kill rule. He believed that there was still good in people, even the ones that commit the most atrocious acts. All they needed was a chance to cultivate it. There are times when this moral principle of his has cost him. The most obvious example of this is when every villain or inmate he sends to Arkham finds a way to escape or is released and reverts back to old habits. Then, everyone that the inmate kills is on Batman's conscience for not being able to make the tough call. No one tempts this more than the Caped Crusader's nemesis, the Joker. The Joker is the antithesis of what Batman stands for. Whereas Batman channeled his rage and sought to do good with it, the Joker gave into it and fell into the abyss. Batman restrains himself while the Joker is reckless. He has complete disregard for human life and believes that deep down everyone is insane and will eventually give in to their primal instinct, which is chaos. With this juxtaposition between the characters, Joker offers some of the most striking challenges to the Dark Knight, not physically but morally. This was perfectly captured by Nolan in The Dark Knight. But there is more to Batman's rogue gallery than just the clown. Notable villains include the Penguin, Two-Face, and the Riddler, who we will be seeing very soon in the latest Batman movie. All of these villains challenge Batman in a very different but profound way and reflect an image of either Batman's or Bruce Wayne's character. Being the world's greatest detective pits him against an intellectual adversary like the Riddler or Cluemaster. His physical prowess is tested by the likes of Bane and Deathstroke. His sense of moral by Harvey Dent and the Joker. All of them test Batman on a different playing field. Maybe that's what makes the idea of Batman so appealing to readers. Just one man using all his powers to bring good to a desolate and irredeemable city. When Jim Gordon lights the bat signal over the GCPD precinct, it's to instill a sense of dread into the hearts of the villains on the street. But more importantly than that, it gives people hope when they look at it. It reminds them that maybe not all is lost, and that is why people love the Batman. Because he can accurately define a conflict each of us holds in ourselves. That and the fact that he is a man after all. It just seems believable to be within our reach. It gives us hope. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and remember, for more content like this, subscribe to KRTV.